Hello guys, this is Jyotiswar. Welcome to my channel Study with PJs. Today in this video we are going to discuss about chapter 4 of biology, that is absorption of roots and what are the processes which are involved in it. So in this video we are going to discuss these topics. One, what is absorption? Next, need of water and minerals for plants. What is the need of water and minerals for plants? And the points under those are photosynthesis, transpiration, transportation, mechanical stiffness, and all these are the processes. Now the third point is characteristics of roots for absorbing water. And under this again there are 3 points. One, surface area of roots in enormous. And second one, root hairs containing cell sap of a higher concentration that of the surroundings. Hair root have thick thin walls. So let us start. What is absorption? By the word absorption, what do you mean? Okay, by reading the chapter name itself, absorption of roots, what do you understand by absorption? So absorption means absorption of roots means that absorption is a process of taking of water from the roots to the plant. Okay, so it not only takes the water but also the mineral and salts from the soil and distributes it to the stem. Then stem distributes all these water and minerals to every part of a plant. Okay, so the main function of roots is not only absorption of water and distributing it into the stem, but also holding the plant in the soil. Okay, these are the two functions are the two functions of the uh, roots. Okay, roots, what is the functions of roots? Absorption and holding the plant stiff. Okay, once you think, if there are no roots, can a plant stand? Or if there are no roots, can a tree stand? Once pause the video and think, yes or no. No. If there are no roots, then there is no plant. If there are no roots, there is no chance of absorption of water and minerals, and there is no chance of standing a tree. So absorption of roots means that the water absorbed from the roots and produced to the stem, or not only the water, also the mineral and nutrients, is called absorption of roots. Okay, now we have completed with absorption of roots. Now moving to need of water and minerals for plants. So in our lower classes we have already read about photosynthesis. What do you understand by photosynthesis? Water is used up in the green leaves as a raw material in the synthesis of glucose. Okay, photosynthesis is a process of using water and sunlight, and it makes the food for the plant. That is photosynthesis. We know about photosynthesis very well, as we have already learned about it in our lower classes. Now moving to transpiration. What is transpiration? Transpiration is a process of loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the from the leaves and as well as the aerial parts of the plant. Think, if you stand in sunlight for a half an hour, do you sweat? Of course you will sweat. So in the same way, the plant stands in under the sunlight more than 6 hours. So by as we are sweating, in the same way the plant also sweats, but the plant sweats in the form of transpiration. Okay, so example, if the plant absorbs water from the soil through roots. Okay, so out of the water absorbed by the roots, the plant uses only 2% of it, and remaining is being evaporated into the atmosphere, so that our atmosphere is cool in condition. Okay, so that is about transpiration. The evaporation of water in the form of water vapor from the plant is called transpiration. Okay, now moving to transportation. There is a difference between transpiration and transportation. Transpiration is a process of loss of water, but transportation is a process of taking of water from one place to another. Okay, now moving to the transportation of a plant. So by the word transportation, you can understand that transportation means the minerals, water and salts carried from the roots to the top parts, that is leaves, a shoot, stem, is called transportation. Okay, so now moving to the mechanical stiffness of a plant. So here, what do you mean by mechanical stiffness? Water provides turgidity. What do you mean by turgidity? It means a fully distended condition, okay, which is necessary for the stiffness of a plant tissues. If there is no turgidity in a plant, then there would be no stiffness in plant also. That is the mechanical stiffness of a plant. So now moving towards the characteristics of roots for absorbing water. So under this again there are 3 points. One is surface area of roots and enormous. So what do you mean by it? So it means that if you have a garden, go there and pluck a small plant, okay, very small plant. So if you pluck a very small plant, even though you could find roots in that plant. Example, blossom, like this. You can take any small plant. Okay, so if you pluck that plant, there you could see roots. Every plant must have roots, and without roots there is no plant. So if you see their roots, there are small hairs. Okay, there are small hairs. So if you join all that hairs together, they extend from many kilometers. Okay, that is the surface area of roots is enormous. So what they are trying to say is, when you carefully examine, each rootlet would show hundreds of root hairs. If all of these root hairs of plant were laid to the end by end, means one after the other, they would cover a length of many kilometers. Okay, so that is about surface area of roots is enormous. So now moving towards the root hair contains cell sap of a higher concentration that of surroundings. Okay, so here root hair contains cell sap of a higher concentration that of surrounding, means that root hairs are the existence of outer cell of the root, that means the epidermal layer. They also contain large vacuoles filled with solution called sap. Okay, the liquid state of it is called sap. Some salts are dissolved in the cell sap, therefore usually has a higher concentration than the surrounding water, and this is the main important characteristic. Okay, this is the main important characteristic to draw water from outside for occurrence of osmosis, which is described later. Okay, which I will explain you further. Okay, so that is about surface area of roots in enormous we have completed. Now that is about root hair contains cell sap of higher concentration that of the surroundings, and I will also explain about osmosis. Now moving to root hairs have thin walls. What do you mean by it? So here when coming to root hairs have thin walls, what do you mean by it? So here, which means that like all plant cells, root hair also have two outer layers, a cell wall and a cell membrane. I will show the example. So every plant have a cell wall and a cell membrane. Okay, even the hair of even the root hairs. Cell wall is thin and permeable. It allows the movement of water molecules and dissolved substances freely in and out of a cell. Now that is about cell wall. Now coming to the cell membrane. Cell membrane is a thin, very thin and semi-permeable, which means that it allows water molecules to pass, that too only small, not the large dissolved salts. And this is the secret of absorption of water from the soil by the root, lies mainly in this characteristic. Okay, so that is about root hairs have thin walls. Now I will show the example of root hairs have thin walls as well as surface area of roots is enormous. See here you can see a small plant, very small plant have a large number of hairs. Okay, a large number of root hairs. So if you join all these from end to end, if there are many, takes one again and again, and if you join them, they will move to a length of many kilometers. Okay, that is about the surface area of roots is enormous. Now moving to the third point, that is root hairs have thin walls. Under this, see here, this is a cell wall and this is the cell membrane, this is the nucleus. Okay, so here we saw that cell wall is thin and permeable and cell membrane is thin but also semi permeable. Okay, and cell membrane does not allow every molecule but only small molecules. So that's it guys, we will discuss remaining topics in our next video. Thank you, till then, bye bye, but don't forget to like, share and subscribe.